People of Earth, and you know, this table. How are you?
I'm doing good, baby.
My name is Al. That was Joe. Together we do a little fun podcast called Kinda Right. And it's been a little while. You got to hold on, Joe. Hold on. Yeah, so anyway, we're back. And, yeah, it's been a long week, man.
Why don't you tell us what happened, Al?
Well, the short version is my son is signed himself in to get a little checkup from the neck up. But he's confused as to why he's there anyway, and he wasn't taking the medicine, and then he took some yesterday. I know you said keep him off the benzos, but I don't care what they give him at this point. He has acute anxiety.
Are they going to give him benzos?
Well, Risperdal. That's a benzo, I believe.
I don't know. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I'm just referring to
They
Klonopin,
They use that to treat.
which is highly addictive.
So's this.
And it's not so much addictive in the sense of you become physically, you need it.
Right.
Like you need to have it or you're going to have like some sort of a bad, something bad's going to happen to your body.
Yeah. Well, it works for acute anxiety. They use it to treat psychotic type shit too, but it works for acute anxiety. At least, you know, they can give you a dose of it, see if it's helping, and then ratchet it back a little bit.
Well, they seem to hand that Xanax out like fucking Pez.
Well, they use Risperidol and Xanax together in some cases.
That shit's a benzo, and that doesn't seem to have the same effect of the clonazepam. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, you can get Xanax.
Xanax is more of a Band-Aid.
Over the Mexican border.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's kind of the same shit. It's just you got to jack it up. You got to take a lot more to get the same effect.
I had an actual prescription for Xanax, one a day, and I let it go. I wish I never did, but I was starting to really like them. Starting to take more than one a day, you know?
I
First
guess
it went from Band-Aid to, you can have one every day.
Your liver turns. Al and I were talking before we started talking about edibles versus inhaled pot, and apparently your liver turns the edible into an 11-hydroxy THC. And
Whatever the fuck that means.
I don't know what it means, but it
sounds delicious.
It turns it into a different drug.
Oh, okay.
Than what you get when you're smoking.
Yeah.
And it's much more of it's saying here, it's almost like it's a psychotropic. You know what I mean? More like in the mushroom psilocybin.
Again, moderation is the key with all that shit. You take a little bit of it, you're not going to trip. You're just going to relax. You eat a shitload of it, you're in for it.
It's like, I'll use the analogy for me. It's like the difference between drinking beer and hard liquor.
Right.
I know where I'm going to be if I drink beer. If I drink hard liquor,
you're not quite sure.
I could be blacked out, running around naked, or...
Well, you know the threshold is 3 shots of Fireball. You know what I mean? Probably. 2, you're good. 3, you're right on the threshold of
no,
nothing.
I mean, I don't go crazy, but I certainly don't want to do 10. And
no.
then I don't like hangovers, so I don't want to wake up with a hangover, ever.
I know.
So I just sort of... I don't drink much anymore.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I mean...
And it's not even by choice. It's sort of like I haven't had a beer in 6 months.
Really? Oh, well, I mean, you're not counting Mike's as beer.
No, Mike's isn't beer. I mean, it's
malt liquor. Malt beverage.
Well, I don't know. What is it? What is it?
It's malt beverage. Hold on. It contains alcohol. and it is, usually it says right on it, premium malt beverage. It's a malt beverage.
I don't know what that means.
It's fucking the same thing as Colt 45. It's the same fucking thing. It just tastes different. They flavor it to taste like a cherry instead of like fucking Billy D. Williams' asshole.
Are you saying that doesn't have anything to do with real black cherry?
Yeah, correct. It's totally
That's
100%.
black cherry flavored?
Yeah, of course.
Are you saying that
It's
lemonade has no...
Yeah, it's
There's never been a lemon?
you know, like
Mike's Hard
cherry
Lemonade?
soda doesn't have cherry in it.
I believe you're wrong. I bet if you read, there's extracts of cherry or something in that.
I'm going to tell you right now. So it has natural flavor and artificial flavors. Now, like when you hear natural flavors, that doesn't mean that it's got natural stuff in it that makes it taste that way. It means there's artificial stuff in there that makes it taste like a natural thing. You know what I mean? When you look on anything that says natural flavors, doesn't mean it came from the fucking earth. It means it's some additive that tastes like it came from the earth.
Oh, I don't think that's true.
It's fucking fact. Now, listen, this is delicious. Mike's Light Hard Black Cherry Lemonade. It's delicious.
Well, I bought 12 cases of it because I can't drink the lemonade.
It's the same thing as fucking beer.
Well, it's not, though.
It's malt beverage.
It's just not. It's not the same thing as beer because it doesn't taste like beer.
Oh, I know, but
It doesn't taste anything like
beer is flavored with different things than this. They're both malt beverages. Beer is flavored with hops and whatever the fuck. This is flavored with something from a lab to make it taste like hard black cherry. You know? They're all delicious.
What does a black cherry really taste like?
Well, that's the other thing. First of all, I believe there's no such thing as a black cherry. There's cherries. You know what I mean? My favorite flavor is artificial black cherry. I love it. It's my favorite fake flavor. I never taste no cherry that tastes like fake fucking cherry flavoring. You know what I mean? Strawberry almost gets there, but like strawberry candy, that doesn't taste like strawberries. It tastes like strawberry candy, you know?
Yeah, like if you're eating Jolly Ranchers and you're eating the watermelon, there's no fucking watermelon on the planet that tastes like that.
Right.
That's Jolly Rancher
and
watermelon
yet you bite it
flavor.
and you go, that's watermelon, because now we're programmed to go, you know, that tastes like watermelon. The old fucking pineapple lifesavers. Remember you used to get that fucking Rogue thing when you were little in the fucking 5 flavor pack?
Yeah, well, yeah.
It don't taste like no pineapple. You know what I mean? I don't know what the fuck it's supposed to taste like, but the bottom line, Joe, is drink the fuck up, dude.
It's
you know
closer
what I mean?
to pineapple than anything else. Well, the thing is, the difference between that and beer is I can't drink as many of those as beer, and I get the Mike's Light because it's low in calories.
I was going to say, I bet it's because of the sugar, but does the light shit, is that not flavored with sugar, or is that like got aspartame or whatever the fuck?
I hope they use aspartame.
I mean, I don't know.
I like the aspartame. It's been around for 50 years.
Yeah.
Everybody says you're going to get cancer from it.
Nah. You ain't killing nobody.
I think they're full of shit. That shit would have been pulled along. It's in everything.
Yeah, it is. And they talk about, I don't know. They see still not supposed to have too many fucking diet fucking sodas either, but whatever. I mean, they ain't got no calories. What the fuck? What, they got a lot of sodium or something? I don't know. What?
Well,
I mean,
how
shit, everything gets a bad
something's
rap.
going to fucking kill you.
Yeah, right. And you know what? There's a bunch keeping you alive longer than we were supposed to be alive. Human beings aren't supposed to be fucking 80, all right? We're just not. It's supposed to be like 50, maybe.
65.
You think?
65. That's about it.
Yeah. And then fucking just go away.
Unless you're really into living, then you can hang around for a while.
I will have to say, 65 don't seem that old.
65 is not that far away.
I used to,
For,
I will admit, I
for
never.
myself.
I will admit, I never thought.
Less than 10 years.
I never in my life thought 30, 40, or 50 was old, but I always thought 65 was old until very recently. It's just not that old, you know.
I have a real funny thing going on. My framer / sidwaller / I hired a new sidwaller. However, my framer sidwaller, who is in constant fucking financial just horror show, who doesn't have a phone nor a vehicle. So he can't drive to you, nor can you contact him. Apparently he's over there sidewalling. So
he was sidewalling when your new sidwaller pulled up?
The new sidwaller has been there and measured, and he's got a start date. So I'm going to let the framer keep going, and then he's going to show up Friday looking for money, and I'm going to go, I didn't even know
For
you
what?
were there.
Right.
And then I'll pay him what I'm paying the new guy, which is less. I don't know. This is just fucking craziness.
Yeah, Joe,
It's crazy.
it is.
I got a guy who can't drive anywhere, and he can't call because his phone's shut off for non-payment. So I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
Well,
But I'm not paying him top dollar because he's fucking, it's useless.
right,
I don't want somebody over there. He's working by himself. Sucks.
right.
And taking up space and slow. It's not working out good.
Yeah, that sucks, man. And I know you struggle with just cutting them all the way the fuck loose. You know what I mean?
Well,
Because it
I'm
wears
going
on
in
your
that
mind.
direction.
I know it wears on your mind. I get it.
I'm going in that direction. It's coming.
Yeah,
It's coming. I hate to just shit can somebody because he does nice work. It's just that his life is a fucking disaster, and it just there's no way that it doesn't bleed over into his work.
well, it just drags your whole project down. You know what I mean?
Well, no,
Affects
not
everyone
really,
else
but
if he gets behind anyway.
it affects I don't know if you can't reach somebody and they can't drive to you. How can you fucking survive and run a? This guy supposedly has his own business.
Right,
He doesn't have a fucking phone.
right,
How can you have a business with no phone? There's no way to reach him.
right.
You can't tell him, hey, I've decided that I'm going to fucking do the front of the house white instead of beige.
Right.
You can't tell him.
Don't open that
What do I
box of
drive around, go to his fucking, find his house,
Don't open that case of
find
vinyl.
out where he went to dinner.
Right.
You know, I don't want to go to his house.
And it's not like you can go to the fucking job site because you don't know when to go. He might not even be there.
Well, he wasn't there this morning.
What are you gonna
like
do?
8 o'clock? So I'm like, God, well, fuck him. I guess he's done. Dan the plumber came over today, and I'm like, who's working over there? Oh, well, Sidewall is there, Scott. Great. And I can't call him to tell him not to.
Yeah, right.
So what am I supposed to hop in the car and drive over there and tell him I hired a Sidewaller?
Well, yeah.
Fuck it. No, fuck him.
Right.
He's going to show up, and he's going to want like $200 a square. I'm going to say, no,
Nah,
it's 150. Well, you could have told me. I'm like, how? How could I have told you? What, do I have to chase you around to give you information?
Right.
So, fuck off. I gave Bob Malone the deck. If he frames Bob's going to do the deck for like half. And if he builds the deck, same thing. It's like, well, here's the money. Oh, I thought it was going to be this much. And I'm like, nope.
Nope.
Well, how come you didn't tell me?
How?
How? How can I tell you? Send you a fucking letter? I don't even know where the guy lives. Crazy. So
The fuck is on your wrist?
this is a Fitbit.
Okay, what does that do?
And the only reason I'm wearing it, I've had this for a while, and I thought it was gay. However, it clocks your sleeping habits
Oh,
somehow. Somehow through your pulse, it can tell when you're doing how much REM sleep you're getting. And it has a little graph.
I
You know what I mean? And it tells you it tells you like when you're in a deep sleep and when you're in when you're in REM sleep and when you're awake, and it's pretty interesting. So I wanted to I'm wearing it more for the sleep. I mean, this thing counts the number of steps. I've taken 2,900 steps today.
Does it somehow link into your phone or your computer? So
Yeah, it links right into the phone.
All right, that's good. So you can easily read whatever the report is.
And I don't
Please tell me it just tells time too.
It does tell
All
time.
right, good.
And it seems to update. Now, I think it fucking tells the planet where you are, which I don't like.
Yeah, no, that's no good.
But then again, I don't know. I did sign up.
Personal
I had to
GPS fucking system.
I had to go into Fitbit.com and sign up. But it tells you your heartbeat.
And ladies and gentlemen, yes, we'd like to take this opportunity to let you know we have our first official sponsor here on Kinda Right, and it's Fitbit.
Well, it's not really a sponsor because they're not paying us. But, and I'm not saying it could be all bullshit, maybe all the sleep information. But I wanted to get sleep information just because I'm not a good sleeper.
So how long you been wearing it? Since the last time I saw you, or like today, or?
It's been since last, I want to say last Monday or Tuesday. So it's been over, been over a week, maybe even on the weekend.
I actually got some REM sleep last night. I know I did because I was rested. It was the first time I felt rested in a while. But I was also relaxed because the boy, we thought, was going to start taking the medicine. First he said, I'm not taking it, and then he took it. And then I talked to him last night. He sounded a little out of it. And then word came down today from the social worker who called on you and said, you and your ex got to get up here, man, because he wants out of here. And because they'll just let him go. You know what I mean?
They're not going to fight him.
No, they don't fight him. That's not that type of deal. You know what I mean? He signed himself in. If you're not going to take the medicine, well, there's really nothing we can do for you. That's why you're here, so we can observe you while we're figuring out what to fucking give you for medicine.
So they obviously have an MD there that can prescribe shit, right?
Yeah.
And what's his apprehension? I mean, he doesn't have any problem smoking dope, so he's just afraid of medicine?
No, he's crazy. He's crazy. That's what crazy people do.
Crazy people want medicine?
Yeah, they sign themselves into the hospital to get medicine and then try to do it without the medicine. That's crazy. That's the definition of crazy.
Did I ever tell you my buddy Chris's brother's story?
I mean, who knows, but go ahead.
This is a good story.
I'm not going to stop you if I've heard it before.
All right. Chris's brother is a certified schizophrenic. Okay?
Just this is the only time I'm going to interrupt. Chris in Florida or Chris in Pembroke?
Chris in Florida.
Okay.
He is a certified schizophrenic. And all the kids pony up together to take care of him. So, now this is years ago. And I'm talking like 10, 15 years ago. So, Chris's sister and brother-in-law own a resort in Cabo San Lucas. So, Michael went off his drugs, his meds, which he does frequently because he starts feeling fine and then stops taking them, and then he goes fucking nuts.
That's crazy.
So, while off his meds, he sold the apartment or / condo that he owned. Like, for some reason, it was in his name, and he was able to sell it. And they bought it cheap. They bought it for like 90 grand, but it was worth like 250 when he sold it. And he sold it for like 110 or something. You know what I mean? He thought the FBI and various other law enforcement people were following him. So he proceeded to drive cross country in a rented van. Okay, we're talking from Florida to I guess he must have went all the way to the border with Tijuana, somewhere in Mexico, and he crossed the border. But along the way, he switched cars. He started out with a van. He switched cars something like 25 times to keep the people, to keep his trail cold. You know what I'm saying? He went into Mexico and got into Cabo San Lucas, but didn't go to where his sister's place is. And something happened. I forget what happened, but he ended up kidnapping a Mexican woman. He was in the room with her, and maybe it was a hotel room, and the maid came in, but he kidnapped somebody. So he had no fucking ID. They don't know how he got into Mexico. Like, he maybe crossed where there was no... this was after 9/11, so...
How the fuck did he keep renting a car without an ID? That's funny.
Well, maybe he had he didn't have a passport.
Okay.
But this was still after 9/11, so I don't know how the fuck he got into Mexico. But the problem is, so long story short, they ended up paying like 10 grand to get him on they put him on a private plane to fly him into Phoenix, because his sister and brother-in-law, they spend half their time in Phoenix and half their time in Cabo. And the pilot wasn't going to take him, and they fucking bribed the pilot with another $5 grand to fly him over the border because he didn't have papers. You know, and they ask you and he just, I don't know, they pretended he lost his fucking papers.
Right.
But it was just this huge event.
Boy.
I mean, and to hear the story, I'm not doing the story
I've
justice.
never heard that story, by the way.
But I mean, we're talking somebody that's out of his fucking tits.
Right, yeah.
Driving cross country, thinking people are following him, changing cars like every
Scary.
couple hundred miles.
Poor guy's in pain.
Yeah, he's fucked up. And you know, when he's not on when he's on his meds, he's fine.
Right.
You know, it's just he thinks, I've been near him. And he's like, Joe, see those guys over there? They're watching me. I'm like, really? Why do you think they're watching you, buddy? Well, they just are. I'm like, okay. Don't worry. I won't let them do anything to you.
Right.
And I mean, he's a good dude. He's just, he's the youngest in the family. And
Yeah.
I saw him like last time I was in Florida. I don't know, February, something like that. And man, he looks like he's 10 years older than Chris.
Really?
And he's 10 years younger than Chris.
Holy shit.
Or 6 or something.
Whatever,
like that.
yeah. Now, when he's on his meds, is he able to work?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He works for Chris. Chris hires him and then buys him a car, and then he destroys the car and doesn't do the work, and Chris ends up hating him. But then
Wow.
hires him back. And
What a fucked up story, man.
it's but it's like he's like, what am I going to do? I mean, he's my brother, and you know, we can't disown him, and he's fucked, so he can't really help himself. But this was getting on the same subject as crazy people don't take their meds.
Yeah, it's the same thing. That's what it is. Now,
But I don't think your son's crazy. Like, I don't think
he's not a threat to anyone else or himself, really. I don't think.
Well, there's people
But
that
you
aren't
gotta-
crazy that are
Listen,
are
just the
threatening.
fact that just the fact that he won't take the medicine is, I think, a pretty good indicator. You know what I mean? That, yeah, maybe he is a threat. You know what I mean? Take the fucking medicine, Evan. I know you listen once in a while.
But maybe he's afraid of the medicine.
I don't know. He took it. He did take it. I talked to him. So I got word from his mom that the social worker had called her saying, I just met with him. I'm not sure he even knows why he's here. And he won't take medicine. And then at 4:45 or 5, he called me about something else. And then I said, now listen, did they give you any medicine yet? And he goes, yep. And I'm like, oh, really? What are you on? And he told me. I said, okay, when did that go down? He goes, about an hour ago.
Well, good.
So he took it, but when he met with the lady again today, he told her he wasn't taking it. And he wants out. And it was the first time he said, I want out of here, was today. So I will say, when I talked to him last night and he was on it, he sounded dopey, like real dopey. You know what I mean?
Like they got him doped up?
Well, this shit probably dopes him up, this Risperdal. You know what I mean? But it cuts down on the anxiety, supposedly. It doesn't mean it's going to work for him. But the thing is he probably felt really drugged up and decided, I don't want to feel that way, not realizing they're going to ramp it back. They're going to figure out what the dosage is. That's why you're in the hospital. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they work with you on
They're going to, like,
shit.
half a milligram might work for your dad who weighs 300, but it ain't going to work for Evan who weighs 150. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, whatever. This is not an easy fucking process. However, I will say out there, if you are feeling blue or someone in your family is not doing well, go get help. There's help. Now, it might be a waiting game like I had last week where you check yourself into the emergency room.
And you're there for 3 days.
And we were literally there for fucking 68 hours.
That's awful.
68 hours, and I can't believe he lasted.
You're better than... I can't believe you lasted.
What am I going to do?
You're a better man than me. I would be fucking out of there. I'd be climbing the walls after.
Yeah, well,
I can do maybe 10 or 12.
You know what?
We're going to go get a hotel room.
I watched a lot of TV. Looked at fucking Yahoo. Played a little chess with the kid. Not chess. We played cards. I brought the chessboard, but... Risperdal.
It's used to treat certain mental mood disorders such as schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, irritability associated with autistic disorder.
And it's used to treat acute anxiety if you keep reading. Yeah, it is used for some of that shit, but it is for acute anxiety.
Yeah. They got a liquid form.
Yeah, I don't know what he took. I know it was half a milligram.
Well,
I don't know what to say. It's going to be, and they wanted us up there tomorrow. So any time between 1 and 3. I'm like, I can't. I had just found out 2 minutes earlier. We hired a new estimator finally.
Yeah. And
my boss is out of the office the next 2 days on his own medical shit with his wife. So I got to sit with the new fucking estimator and not assess. They know what he knows how to do because he worked with my boss elsewhere. But he doesn't. They don't do everything the same way everywhere. He knows how to use one of the programs, but not both of them. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I'm like, I can't believe it's coming down to this. I can't go tomorrow. You know, I'll try to get there Thursday by 3. You know what I mean? But I can't go Wednesday. I just can't.
You can't go to work on Wednesday?
No, I can't. I can't go up north.
Oh, to see him.
I just can't. I gotta go to work. It's fucked that it came down that way. I feel awful, but he's just going to have to deal. But, you know, in this way, it'll be at the very least, maybe it's one less day before he fucking skedaddles. Or maybe it'll cause him to skedaddle. Well, anyway, when we started the show and the phone rang, that was my old man.
He's going up?
So Evan woke up to see, he can use his phone for a half hour in the morning and a half hour at night. Anya had texted him, good morning. And he texted back, good morning. He goes, I miss Grandpa. I've been thinking about him a lot. And Anya instantly went, well, I'll call him. You want me to see if I can bring him up to visit? He's like, that would be nice. So she was going to see if he wanted to go up there today, but he can't get up there till tomorrow. So Anya and Dad are going tomorrow late afternoon. And then she's going to assess what's going on. Then her and I are going to go back up Thursday.
I like this. Side effects are drowsiness, dizziness, lightheadedness, drooling, nausea, and weight gain. I like the drooling.
Right.
If you're just sitting there, drooling on your balls,
You might be on.
you might have to take a little less.
Right.
Yeah, here we go. Such anxiety, restlessness. So good for all kinds of stuff.
It's definitely hardcore. That they're really they're bringing out the big guns early. You know what I mean? They're not farting around with.
Well, they only got 2 weeks.
Fucking.
Is it 2 weeks that he's staying? That he can stay?
He can, as of tomorrow, he can petition to get out of there. 3 days. But
I mean,
not weekends.
What's the whole term? How long can he stay there?
Forever.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So he could stay there for as long as he wants?
Forever. Yeah. Until they kick him out for being really, really well. Yeah.
Right.
But you still have to sign off on it. You know?
I got you.
And it's 3 days minimum, and then you petition to get out of there, and then it's 3 days, within 3 days after that. So it's really 6 days, but it's 6 business days, you see. So he goes in on a Friday. Saturday, he's there Friday night. That don't count. Saturday, Sunday don't count. Monday, Tuesday. So he's been there since Friday. He's been there 2 days. He's been there Monday and Tuesday.
Are you
It's
saying
the way it works.
so they can hold him 3 days?
That's what he signed up for. So after Wednesday, tomorrow night, he can petition to leave. And then they either have to let him leave within 3 days or go to court and say, we don't think this person should be able to be released. I don't think they're going to do that with him because they're already saying. But they want us to go up there to at least say, that, he's safe to live at home. You know what I mean? Which I hope
he's never done anything to any of
No.
anybody.
No, but what's disconcerting is when he starts talking about hurting himself.
Right.
What's disconcerting is he's in pain. What's disconcerting is, like Anya told me, this lady wants to determine what his baseline is. I'm like, his fucking baseline is crazy. That's what his baseline is. She's, oh, no, he wants to know what he's like when he's not. I'm like, he hasn't not been crazy in a year and a half. You know what I mean? There's no normal baseline for adult Evan.
He's been pretty jacked up.
He's fucked.
Good kid.
And you know what? They were talking about on the radio today that over 50% of the people who get fucking admitted to psychiatric hospitals are young men between 18 and 24.
Oh, I'm not surprised.
They're on the cusp. And a lot of women, too, but that's the demographic. 18 to 24-year-old males who are in transition.
Well, look at that.
And I'm not talking about their sexual organs. I'm talking about their fucking going from childhood to adulthood.
I'm not surprised at all. Look at the way the society treats young. We've got fucking these fucking social justice cunts out there talking about what's the term? They're talking about
Penis? No, I don't know.
No, like masculinity's a fucking bad thing. We got to eliminate masculinity, or these people are fucking insane.
That is insane.
They should be beaten with an axe.
Right.
I would beat several of these fat, ugly,
and you're not saying you're
unfuckable.
You're not saying you're going to. You're saying you would.
No, I would if it was legal.
Yeah.
If it was legal and somebody wanted me to do it.
Well, what if you
if they were looking for candidates to beat these people?
No, right.
I'd sign up.
Yeah, sure. Executioner.
Well, not I don't think I want to kill them. Just like to beat them.
Just one good thwack.
Yes.
Beat them. Pretty. If you hit somebody with the business end of an axe in the head, Joe, they're going to die.
The assault on men. I bet the thing is. It's also. I bet the statistics involve race. I bet it's white guys 18 to 24.
Yeah, I don't remember that, but that's probably true.
Because black people are having
they got a whole other thing.
They got
going
a tough. I mean, I feel so bad for black kids.
They got a gripe. Oh,
they could definitely have a. Black people are treated like shit in this country.
They sure are. You know what would be good if only black people could be cops.
Well, that's been
How
my
fucking cool could that be?
That's been my whole thing. Yeah. get the Irish, the miserable fucking Irish. Don't ever let anyone that's Irish become a cop. Because they're the ones that became cops. Like, everybody came over when they came to this country. Like, the Irish took over. They became politicians, and they're the most miserable fucks on the planet. And they took over the fire departments and the police departments.
Right.
And that's why everyone hates cops.
Right.
Because really what you're dealing with is Irish people. They're just pig-headed, hate everybody.
Yeah, hard drinking, small penis, sporting, fucking
just
miserable
fucking
pricks.
Angry at the world.
Yeah.
Believe me, I'm Irish. I know about it. I should never be. Well, actually, if I was a cop, I'd never pull anybody over because I don't fucking care.
Right.
You could be driving by me at 150 miles an hour. I'd laugh
You could never be a cop, Joe.
because I don't care.
You got way too much going on upstairs.
No,
You really do.
If you can stand out in the hot sun for 10
Joe,
hours
if
watching
you're
a fucking guy
If
drill
you're
a hole
a
in
cop,
the ground,
if you're a cop, you're stupid.
you're dumb.
You're stupid. And at the very least, it means the fact that you're a cop means that you want to kill somebody.
Well, they absolutely want to kill somebody.
Yeah. If you're a cop, you want to kill somebody.
And even if they don't, you're fucking stupid.
And you're dumb, and you are solely responsible, or not solely, but mostly responsible for every fucking death by heroin in this country. If you're a cop,
No one ever.
it's your fault.
These words have never been spoken. I quit engineering school because I decided I wanted to be a cop.
Right. Yeah.
I quit medical school because I decided I wanted to be a cop.
I was going to get a degree in biomedical engineering, but now I want to be a cop.
Right.
Never been said.
I was going to be a trash guy, but now I want to be a cop.
I got over 1,300 on my SATs, but now I'm going to be a cop.
Right.
No cop has over 1,300.
None of those words have ever been
No, it's
spoken.
never happened. I scored 1,300 on my SATs.
I think it's more like I scored 1,100 on my SAT.
Ooh.
I scored 1,000 on my SAT.
I came in just a little over 1,100 myself, but
I mean, and we're talking back when SATs were 1,600. I think that was the best score you could get.
yeah, 16
I think
when
they
we took it.
changed.
They did, but now they kind of changed back. They were 24 for a while. Now you can take 2. It's all fucked up. They even fucked up SATs with fucking, what do you call that? That fucking, I can't even speak English. It's with 2 A's where everybody gets equal opportunity. What's the other thing? What's equal opportunity? Never mind.
They wanted to make it so that somebody that lived in a ghetto and somebody that lived in one of the best neighborhoods in the country could take the test and it wouldn't be biased towards either person.
Right.
You know, and that's so asking questions that
So that's just saying that it was leaning one way or the other to begin with anyway. I mean,
I don't know.
I mean,
I guess if you have to read, the things that I never could do well on are, you read the fucking paragraph and then then it asks you questions about what you just read.
right.
Because I can't read anything and remember what I just read anyway,
I know,
unless
it's
I'm
weird.
interested in it.
Right.
So I'm reading about some, fucking Julia goes to the grocery store and buys 3 zucchinis and a watermelon and a fucking bag of almonds, and she sticks the almonds in her cunt when she leaves.
Right.
And she was upset that the zucchini was fucking, $3 a pound or something. And
Right.
then I'll ask you, where did Julia stick the fucking almonds? I'm like, oh, Jesus. Did she... In her asshole? No.
Right.
In her cunt. So I would get shit like that wrong. But I guess you gotta make those questions. You gotta do those things so somebody reading it can relate to it.
Right.
So if you're from, depending on where you're from, if you're coming out of the hood, who the fuck buys what's a zucchini?
Right.
It's
green squash.
Because they don't sell vegetables in the hood. You know what I mean?
Wow.
They call them
Green
what do they call
squash.
them?
Green squash. I think that's it. Just zucchini.
No,
and
I'm
speed.
saying like this. They call the hood. They call them food deserts.
I was gonna say the vegetable
'Cause
free
you
zone.
can't- yeah, I don't. You know, you can get
You can get all the Slim Jims and Slurpees that you can shake a fucking.
fucking 75 gallons of grape soda.
Yeah, you can get all the grape soda and beef jerky that you can shake a fucking pack of fucking Cools at. You know
Malt,
what I
you
mean?
can buy all the malt liquor you want.
Not just all the malt liquor, but every different type. Have you ever? I'll tell you what. The hoodiest place I've ever been in was West Memphis. Oh no, I'm sorry, East Memphis, Arkansas. Right over the fucking line. This is hoodie. This place. And
I stayed in West Memphis, Arkansas.
I'm sorry,
over the river.
I'm sorry, it's West Memphis. I'm sorry, it's West.
So
Memphis,
if you're heading
Arkansas.
west, you go over the river.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you're in West
Yeah.
Memphis.
So we've been there.
I
You see
stayed
what I'm
at
talking about?
Days in there
They lit.
on a motorcycle.
Oh, I
trip.
stayed in the nights in there. It's even worse than the days in.
Never heard of the nights in.
I went in there. I went there to fucking play cards. That's where I fucking because Tunica is right up the street from that.
What
That's on the way to Tunica.
is the yeah, but the casino is not in West Memphis.
No, it's
is
in
it?
Tunica, but Tunica is right the next town after West Memphis.
West Memphis wasn't. I didn't find it terrible. I wasn't scared. Maybe I was just
But here,
naive.
but what I'm saying is that's where I just discovered that there are like 16 different brands of malt liquor because it's all they had in the gas station, and that's where I discovered beer salt. Do you remember my flirtation with beer salt?
Yes.
Sent me right into Strokeville. I'm pretty sure that's why I ended up with high blood pressure. Because then I went online. I did the Joe. I went and bought the fucking bulk, the dill pickle beer salt and the red pepper beer salt.
I remember that phase.
Oh my God, shit was delicious.
I
Good on
remember
eggs too.
I went into a convenience store. I think I don't remember where the hell I was going. I think I was going to Texas Rob's. I must have been because I was on I-40, and I don't think I ever went that way out west. But I went into a convenience store, and everybody in the convenience store was black, which doesn't bother me at all.
No,
And
same in West Memphis, by the way.
and everyone in line, I went in, I grabbed a 6-pack of like Budweiser, and they all waved me to the front of the line, and I'm like, hey, I don't want to cut in line, and they're no, and
I think I remember you saying.
I
this story before.
I don't know why they did it.
It's because they were hanging out.
No, these people seem like they were just getting out of work and
Yeah.
waiting in line,
And they waved you through, huh?
and
That's fucking bizarre.
it was, I don't know whether they waved me through as a like, and get on your fucking motorcycle, get the fuck out of here
Yeah, right.
before it gets dark, or they're just nice, or they think white people. Yeah, it's weird. There's a lot of places where black people will, down south, where black people will still treat a white person as if the white person has some power over them,
Right.
you know, which is horrible, but because I don't want to, I was perfectly ready to wait in line.
Right.
But they basically, you know, I said, no, that's okay, I'll wait. And they're like, they insisted.
Right.
And it was like the whole line. So off I went. But, you know, I'll never forget, it was a cop, black cop came up to me. This is why all police should be black. And he was in a squad car, and I was at a gas station. This was, you know, because going through Tennessee is a long fucking ride on I-10. Is it I-10 or I-40?
I-40.
I-40.
I-40 is Nashville to Memphis anyway.
It's 400 or 500 miles. And
It's 4 hours, 4.5 hours. I don't think it's 400 miles. It might be
I just
400
remember
miles
it being a
from
long
Knoxville through
ride.
Nashville through. That's the 400. Knoxville through Nashville to Memphis. Anyway,
But this guy, I stopped to get gas, and this guy came over, and he was asking me, you know, because he saw the Massachusetts plate, and he was asking how it was, because he said he was getting ready to retire, and he was thinking about doing this, and I told him I had been out cross country already. I think I was going to Texas Rob's.
Yeah.
And a great guy. I said all cops should be black.
Absolutely.
You know, not this nasty Irish fucking prick looking for a way to fuck with you.
Right.
How can I ruin this motherfucker's day?
Right. Because mine's already ruined.
How can I make this person fucking miserable? How can I take my insecurity and pass it off to the fucking guy I'm gonna give a ticket to and be evil to?
Right.
Stay away from the Irish. Stay away from the Irish.
I mean, especially
Not all Irish.
I was going to say, especially the Irish Americans.
You know, Colin Quinn turned out okay. You know?
Yes.
Colin Quinn's funny as a motherfucker.
He is funny. He's fucking brilliant, is what he is.
Bill Burr. I don't know if Bill Burr's not all Irish, though. Bill Burr's a great comedian.
Yeah.
Some of the best comedians in the world come out of Boston.
Yeah.
And I mean a lot of them. You know, like, because it's
a bastion of mental illness.
Yeah, it really is. And drunks.
Yeah.
Drunks, mental illness. And I think the winter toughens you up.
Louis C.K.'s from Newton, too.
Yeah, Louis C.K.'s from...
Not Irish, by the way.
I mean, fucking Nick DiPaolo's from here. Stephen Wright is from here.
Isn't fucking...
Joe Rogan's from here.
The other guy we always talk about, Stanhope, he's from Massachusetts.
Doug Stanhope was fucking from Worcester.
Yeah, there it is.
Doug Stanhope, who I think's best comedian on the planet.
He's the darkest anyway. We'll give him that.
He's fucking fabulous,
Yeah,
though.
he's dark.
Nick DiPaolo's from here.
Yeah.
Lenny Clark.
Lenny Clark.
Lenny Clark's still here.
Yeah.
Lenny Clark just never, never made it out.
Lenny Clark, Steve Sweeney, and Tony V still doing shows at fucking
They
Nick's
still
Comedy
are.
Stop.
Jimmy
you know what I mean?
Tingle is still around.
Oh, my God, really?
Robert Rogerson or something Rogerson, he's still around.
How do these guys make a living just doing it
I
in
think
Boston?
they're still-
I think Lenny gets a couple bit movie parts here and there still.
Yeah, he does.
But like, how the fuck does Steve Sweeney living? There's no way he's just doing comedy, is it? He's got to be a janitor or something.
Well, Lenny Clark was on Rogan, along with there was another guy too from Boston who's
Or a painter.
I forget. He's older. He's like almost 70, and he's a comedian. You know who he is, but he actually comes down to the Plymouth jail here and does like a class on like how to not be freaked the fuck out because he was a crazy Irish lunatic.
Lenny.
No, not Lenny Clark.
Oh.
It's another guy whose name it's not going to come to me, but he was on Rogan's podcast. But there are a shit ton of fucking comedians that that became nationwide, if not international.
Yeah.
I mean, they have an Edinburgh Festival is I believe it's the biggest art festival in the world,
Okay.
and there's a fucking boatload of comics from the United States that go over there
Right.
because the United States we produce some really decent comedians, especially from this area.
Right.
This area and New York produces some, Dave Attell's probably the best all-around comedian ever that a lot of people haven't heard about.
They call him the comedian's comedian. All the comedians know him.
Jeff Ross.
Oh, he's out of his fucking
You know
mind.
who
He's
I
manic,
really-
man. His fucking energy is awesome.
He's got... If you got to listen to some Joey Diaz.
Okay.
Have you listened to Joey Diaz?
Not familiar.
He has a
with his
special
work.
that's on, it's either Prime or Netflix.
Okay.
Joey Coco Diaz. Joey Diaz is so fucking funny. I mean, type in Joey Diaz Dice,
Oh, okay.
and it's a on a Joe Rogan, Joey Diaz, Dice. It's a 1-hour podcast. Joey Diaz is on with Dice, and he says something to the effect of, he had to leave, and he said to Dice, he said, I thought I was fucked until I heard you come out, because the little brain in my head, everybody would say, hey, look at that nice lady over there, and I'd be thinking, she's a fucking cunt. And then you came out, and you're like, what, you want a flower? What, so I can stick it in your ass? And he said, my God, he's saying exactly, he said, I cried, but not for the reason you think. I cried because finally somebody understood what the voice inside my head was telling me.
Right.
And Joey Diaz is a fucking carrot. He was in jail for fucking kidnapping, running drugs.
In case you're wondering, that's Rogan Experience number 779, March 29th, 2016. So that was over 3 years ago.
It was with Dice, Joey Diaz.
Yeah.
It's about an hour long.
Yeah, that's right when...
Towards the end of the podcast is a riot.
Dice was promoting the great Showtime show that got fucking canceled.
Yeah, I don't know why I love that show.
Oh, it was so good. The woman who played his fucking girlfriend was so fucking good in that show.
Oh, Natasha Leggero.
Is that her name?
Yeah.
And she's a babe, doesn't hurt.
She's married to Moshe Kasher, who's also a comedian.
Okay.
I think they're both from New York. But, Joe Rogan, he talks about living in L.A., and he says, L.A., people are soft in L.A. because the weather doesn't toughen you up.
I was going to say, the warmth kind of keeps you soft.
You just sort of, you don't have to fucking get it. He was doing a great, like you get in your fucking car in the morning, it's fucking freezing.
Right, you harden up a little bit.
It's going to start.
Yeah.
And then you fucking, you're staring through a little hole in the fucking, in the windshield because that's all you can see through, and it takes 10 minutes for the car to warm up. And
right.
He says he says no wonder people back there are sturdy because they can fucking deal with that. Greg Fitzsimmons, another guy from Boston.
Yeah, Newton, another Newton guy.
So,
and we're forgetting about one other guy from Newton.
We'll forget about a shit ton of guys.
Yeah.
I mean, Jay Leno's from fucking Boston.
Boston, yeah.
He's from not Attleboro, Andover.
Right.
So,
Jay, who's fucking digging his retirement, man. Still doing his stand-up.
Oh, that guy.
Collecting cars.
I think he enjoys himself. I hope he does.
I do, too. He deserves it. I don't care what anyone says.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that don't like him. I don't know why.
I don't know why either.
He's a likable guy.
After that fucking movie came out, The Night Shift, about the whole jockeying for position for Johnny Carson's job, that was based on the book of the same name.
But that didn't have anything to...
A lot of people thought, by the way, that shit was... That book was written with conjecture. They speculated on a lot of shit. You know what I mean?
Well, this is where they hired Conan and had Conan for about a week.
No, that was later. That was later. I'm talking about when Johnny was with Letterman.
Letterman wanted it.
Yeah. A lot of people thought Jay acted...
well, it wasn't like...
What's the word?
It wasn't like Jay Leno went in and said, no, I want the Tonight Show. And they said, oh, well, we got to give it to Jay.
No.
I mean, this was a decision made by the fucking network.
Right.
And I don't think Jay... There's no way you're going to lobby yourself into the fucking Tonight Show host. I don't think they wanted... Letterman was still...
On the edge.
I remember when Letterman was funny. And it's when he first started, and he had fucking stupid pet tricks, and I
thought he's always been funny.
Well, his edge went away.
Yeah, he was innovative.
He became kind of fucking boring. But I mean, remember he used to throw shit off the roof of buildings and stuff?
Once in a while, yeah, he just loses his mind.
Or he'd take the mic and go out, and I'll never forget, this was... I could have been in college.
Put himself in an industrial dryer.
I found Letterman on, like, late night on the 3-channel fucking TV.
Right.
And he had...
I started watching him my junior year in high school.
He went around there was a store called Just Bulbs,
Yeah.
and he was trying to buy. He was, going. Now listen, I need a shade.
Right.
Can I get one here?
They sent him
we
over to Just
sell-
Shades.
and they had Just Shades, and then he was trying to buy a lamp and
Right.
Just Shades.
Yeah.
And no, we sell Just Shades. But can I get a bulb and a lamp?
Right. No.
No, you got to go over to Just Bulbs for the bulb. And I'll never forget. It was great television.
Sounds like me in Dollar Tree.
So
holding shit up, going, "Hey, excuse me, how much is this? What about this? How much is this?"
but if you want the host,
It's $1.
you want the host of the Tonight Show to kind of be. I think there's a Letterman was one of those guys where there were people that really loved him, and then there were people that disliked him quite a bit. Jay Leno is kind of hard to dislike.
Right.
You know what I mean? He's pretty milk toasty.
Yeah, he's even keeled.
Yes.
And he appeals to not just the middle of the country, but all of the retired people.
Right.
Which is who watch the fucking Tonight Show.
Like,
during-
Dave Letterman has some fucking demons in his head.
Oh, yeah.
Jay doesn't seem to be troubled by
I don't think you're going to see Jay kicking shit and throwing stuff at the end of a show because his show didn't go well. That's Letterman-esque, you know what I mean?
Or banging any of his, the fucking co-writers or whatever. Wasn't there
He at least didn't get caught anyway.
He didn't get caught.
Right.
I think Jay's a really even-keeled dude. Jay's the one who gave the advice of just fucking... his advice to anybody in this business is just stay in your fucking lane.
Trying to remember.
Just keep going forward. Don't take any turns off and veer off here and take this dirt road down. Just stay in your lane and keep working it.
Right.
And you'll be good.
Right.
It's when you fucking veer off and start drinking and doing drugs and shit and the whole, you derail yourself.
Right.
And I think there's a lot of truth to that. It's pretty good advice. Well, it's pretty good life advice, actually. You know? Kind of do what you know and do it as good as you can. But
you do what you want to do. You do what you can.
So that's...
Hey, did you get to listen to Al's Show 3?
I listened, yes. I listened to the whole thing. But
Oh,
it was
okay.
pretty much a song, wasn't it?
Well, it was 6. I played the demo from the band I'm in with Evan.
Yeah.
I started with another song, then played 6 songs from the demo, then played another song on the way out. That's all.
Well, it was pretty good.
I just wanted to get it. That was something I've been meaning to do. So
Well, you did it.
I can. I set up the old Audacity on. Remember I told you about the $50 fucking desktop setup I bought a couple months ago? You might not remember now.
No.
From a crazy dude in a fucking group home. Was on fucking.
Yes, you did.
I was
tell
either
me.
going to
Yes.
get a because I was dealing with the whole digital music thing, which I have resussed out. I got it on a fucking another drive. Now I got it on that computer as well. But anyway, I put Audacity up on that computer and little fucking mixing board on a fucking TV tray table next to it. Evan was even using it to do some recording on the bass on Audacity. You know what I mean? So I got a little setup at home now if I want to broadcast. You know what I mean? Fucking works good. I just used the regular Shure microphone. I don't need one of these.
It sounded fine.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fucking put a little pop thing on a Shure microphone. It's not like I'm sitting there. It's not like this. It's not like when I'm going to be there, we're going to be talking for an hour or two. You know what I mean? I'm going to be farting around. Certainly not doing any earth-shattering fucking broadcasting or podcasting, whatever that's called.
No.
What else, Joe? What do you got?
Nothing. Everything's. I sold a house,
Oh, good.
so I'm closing the end of June, so that'll be good. And
Is it done?
yeah,
Oh, good, man.
100%.
Jesus, that's nice.
The
Sandwich Road?
the blower door test failed,
Oh, okay.
which was fucking.
So is that because an opening wasn't framed correct? I mean, why
No,
is
it's
that?
just-
How does that happen?
No, it's because we're making the houses so fucking tight that it's craziness.
Yeah.
It's 3 air changes an hour that you have to meet. So somehow I'm at 4 rear changes an hour, which Bob Malone's going there on Thursday. He's going to meet with the guy because I can't go there and cock shit. And I don't know. I just can't do it. I can go move dirt. I'm going to go to the site. I got a chainsaw. Now I have 4 chainsaws. I have 3 of them don't work. One leaks shitload of oil, and I think I'm going to take 2 of the chainsaws, which are worth fixing, bring them to Morrison's, bite the bullet, and just have them fix them.
Right.
But I bought a refurbished Husqvarna chainsaw, so I go cut up a little. I knocked over some trees to make some more room on this lot with the excavator. So I got to cut the stumps off and kind of cut it up into pieces I can bury over in a corner somewhere.
Yeah.
Because burying shit's fun.
Yeah, man.
And you get fill from it. You don't want to bury it like where they're going to put the driveway or,
or the pool or something.
Pool.
Right.
Or under the house.
Or the house.
But
which happened to my parents' next door neighbor there fucking
God.
12 years ago or whatever the fuck it was.
Remember that?
The stump fucking dump for the whole
literally,
place.
they built a house on a stump dump.
Yeah, they did.
Oh, my God.
Fucking crazy.
Unbelievable.
Poor people.
I don't know how
Hey, they're still there, man. They've been there since 1974 or something. 73. God love them.
Well, shit, your folks have been in that house since what?
75.
That's a long time.
Property's in good shape. They really took good care of the house.
Was that 40 years?
Yeah, it's like a lot like 44 or 5 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's getting up there.
Jesus.
They haven't fucking paid, and they paid their mortgage that fucking right off in 30 years. You know what I mean? Right to the letter. So they haven't had a mortgage payment in fucking 14 years,
Yeah.
Which must be nice. They just got to give Plymouth, I don't know what it is, but I'm going to guess somewhere between, $4,500 and $5,000 these days for property taxes for a 4-bedroom in Plymouth.
Well,
probably.
I would guess, because I'm paying close to $7 in this fucking place.
Yeah, you got a lot going on, a lot more going on.
Crazy.
Here. Yeah.
Although, if this house was in New Jersey, I'd be paying fucking $36,000.
Yeah, if you lived in Carver, you'd be paying $9,000. Carver has higher taxes than fucking Plymouth, believe it or not. It's crazy.
I don't know.
Carver's higher than Duxbury.
I was reading here, the homeless population in Los Angeles jumped 16%. Officials stunned, it says.
Over what amount of time? In a year? Is that when they do those reports?
I don't know.
Or is that quarterly? I mean, how does that work?
It doesn't really say. It just says they thought there were 38,000 homeless, and now there's 59,000 over L.A. County. Yet there's still a sanctuary city.
Right.
San Diego.
The beautiful city of San Diego. The beautiful county of San Diego as well.
San Diego is holding back 250,000 migrants. Holy shit. Oh, San Diego Immigration Court overwhelmed. No kidding. American dies in border gun battle.
Oh, yeah, I saw that today. Like, American meaning someone who worked for the government or some innocent bystander?
I don't know. I didn't read this one. I just saw it. It was in San Diego. Bullet after bullet after bullet. American man dies in gun battle with U.S. officials.
Oh, shit.
Well, that doesn't sound like it was
I wonder why they single them out as American if it was in San Diego, though. It's just because they were border agents. Now I get it. Must have been drug-related, Joe.
Yeah.
Like everything else.
It probably was.
You know what I mean?
He was battling with U.S. Customs and Border Protection at the San Ysidro port of entry, the San Diego Police Department confirmed.
Right.
Is San Ysidro the Tijuana?
I don't know. I mean, I don't think so. I think...
Well, how many fucking points of entry can they have in San Diego?
Good point.
You got what, I-5 that runs down there and goes
Right.
to the fucking... I think...
And it becomes Mexico 1 or some shit, or is it Mexico 5?
When I rode a motorcycle to Cabo, I went through that fucking border, I think. I don't know. They got tent cities in every California city has a tent. Seems to
Absolutely.
have a tent city. San Diego, Los Angeles, San Francisco. Although San Diego is much more conservative. A lot of military people there.
Yeah, there's a big Navy base right there too. That
I mean-
fucking I can't remember the name of that island.
That's Orange County. I think they tend to lean a little bit
Yeah,
right.
Orange. It's San Diego County. Orange County's north of there.
Oh, is it San Diego
Yeah, there's
County?
L.A. County, then River something,
Yeah, I
Riverside
get it
County,
all
then
fucked up.
then Orange, and then San Diego.
You know, there's 20 million people that live in L.A. County.
28 million.
20 million.
Holy shit!
20 fucking million people.
That's gonna be more than any other state.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Even Texas probably.
Well, Texas is like 25
Yeah, I was gonna
million.
say. there's
But
plenty
I
of people
mean-
in Texas.
It's the weather and people they want to fucking be on TV.
Yeah,
It's a combination of the weather and people wanting to be on TV.
yeah.
Want to get famous. And
Did you remember ever wanting to be famous when you were younger? I remember wanting to be famous and trying to figure it out and going, it sounds like a lot of work. For someone who's trying to maximize their downtime,
no,
getting famous ain't gonna work.
No, I never really had a. I think there was a time when I wanted to get some recognition for doing something,
Yeah,
but not fame.
fame, right?
You know what I mean? Because fame looks like fame. There's a certain amount of fame. Like if you're a stand-up comedian, it's funny. I was listening to Dave Grohl, just one of the nicest human beings on the planet.
The keeper of the flame of rock and roll,
I love that guy so much. That guy is
keeping rock alive.
totally afraid to. He's totally unafraid to be a complete goofball.
Right.
And now you know more about this than me.
We talked about Dave
but
Grohl
he is-
last time.
He's a one hell of a musician too. He started the Foo Fighters by recording a tape by himself. He played every instrument.
Right.
And the record company said, "We want to put this out."
Right.
And he's like, "What, the tape?" He said, "No, that's just a demo." He goes, "We want to put this out." And they did, and
Right.
it fucking went. And the rest is history.
Right.
And they played Wembley, 2 sold-out shows at Wembley. I mean, that's like 85,000 people.
They're probably one of the 20 acts that could fill a soccer stadium in the world right now.
And he's
Still.
just the nicest fucking guy. Yeah, we did talk about Dave
They're right
Grohl.
up there with you two.
He's a sweet, nice guy. Now, you don't want to take sweet for a pushover.
No.
Like, he's the leader of that fucking band. There's no
Right.
question about it. What Dave says, because there's a special out that I watched with him in it about the Foo Fighters. It's pretty recent. And, like, he was talking about, there was a drummer and, like, he couldn't let the album get released with this guy drumming. He went in and
Redid it.
redid it
Yeah.
himself. And like apparently there's no getting around, like you tell your drummer, "Hey, I had to do the drumming." And it's just not going to work out. There's always going to be that friction.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
I mean, that guy had to go away, but he didn't really have anything bad to say about Dave either.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I mean, Dave's he's a nice
Well, Taylor
guy.
Hawkins is the drummer now, right? He's been the drummer for 15
Yeah.
years or so. Yeah.
And I mean, like, he had that kid went into, I don't know how old the guy, he went into a coma. And fucking Grohl was in the hospital room for 2 weeks watching the guy.
Oh, the other drummer, you mean?
No, Taylor
Oh,
Hawkins.
Taylor? Oh, really? I
Yeah,
didn't
he
know
had
that.
a heroin overdose, went into a coma,
Oh, shit.
and Grohl stayed in the hospital room, didn't leave for 2 weeks.
Wow.
It's pretty fucking... He's just what a great guy. If anybody deserves it. But what I was getting at, he was talking about fame, and he said, when I was playing with Nirvana, I could walk through the front door of where we were playing, and nobody knew who I was, and it was great
Yeah.
because I was behind the drum kit.
Right.
You know what I mean? And you're out back.
Yeah.
And he said he was doing some interview with some broad, and they asked him, what was it like becoming the front man? He goes, it was fucking scary.
Right, yeah, I'm sure.
Because he's straight up honest. It wasn't like, oh, no big deal. It's like, no, it's scary. You're up front. You got these people staring right at you.
Right.
There's nobody in front of you. You're the front man.
Yeah.
You're up there with the fucking guitar and the furthest mic towards the front, towards the folks, and, people will fall on your lead.
Right.
So I imagine that is a scary position to be in, but he's gotten used to it. And they're great. They got some great, there's tunes that they wrote. Because I kind of, I don't have any Foo Fighters stuff, but there's tunes that they wrote that I didn't know it was their tune. I'm like, holy shit, that's the Foo Fighters? I thought it was somebody else. So they got some great tunes out there, too.
Right.
They won like 15 Grammy Awards. 15 or 18
I'm
or
sure,
some
yeah.
fucking thing.
Yeah.
Although I don't know whether that means anything anymore because there's 11 rock bands. And
I know, but still. I mean, it's still nice to be recognized.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Sure. And I mean, not to take anything away from him either.
No.
But, back, there used to be like best rock and roll band.
Right.
There'd be like 2 fucking categories, not 700.
Right.
Best album of the year.
Right.
Not best rock album, best rap album, best fucking country and western, best,
Right.
So now they've got, if you have 1 million categories, everybody gets a Grammy.
List of award of nominations. So they've won 1 American Music Award, 12 Grammy. That's awesome.
Yeah.
12 Grammys, 5 Brit Awards, 5 Kerrang Awards, which is the metal shit, 2 MTV Music, 5 NMEs. Wow, that's awesome. Nominated for 29 Grammys and won 12. That's amazing. That's awesome. Yeah, that's
What a record, huh?
that's not to be
And
fucking
to think,
poo-pooed.
he's just one of those people that's just fucking got a smile on his face all the time. He's a happy guy.
Listen, he's living the fucking dream, man. He keeps rock and roll alive. And that's no fucking small feat. That's got to bring him joy every morning. Now, I'm sure there's fucking days he don't want to get out of bed either. But doesn't seem like it.
Doesn't seem like. I think he's he's enjoying himself.
Yeah, he likes it. You fucking roll. If he's not on the road, he rolls downstairs to the studio. We already know he can play everything. He knows how to make the records as well, which is not an easy thing.
I don't know. I think that being on the road, they talk about it like you get like after a year and you're like, I'm never fucking doing this again.
Yeah, right.
But then 6 months goes by and you're like,
I got to get
I
back.
got to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, right.
Or I got to go write some tunes. And
Yeah.
so it's
It's
a
a unique
love-hate
job.
deal.
It's a unique job.
And I can identify with the, you're going to a different city every night or every other night.
Yeah.
So you don't even know what fucking day it is.
Nope, you generally don't, apparently, I mean, you can if you want to keep track, but why would you? You're on a fucking...
Hey, a fucking... a theater or whatever they're playing. They're not playing amphitheaters. They're playing
Well, they play arenas.
stadiums.
Yeah.
Stadiums.
Stadiums and arenas, yeah.
So, stadium's like 60,000 people, and arena's like 20.
Yeah, arena's a football, a basketball or hockey place.
Yeah, like
the
Madison Square Garden.
Boston Garden, yeah. The
TD
fucking stadium is fucking... They call the amphitheaters the sheds. That's fucking Great Woods. And, of course, I was going to say Sullivan Stadium. Gillette is a fucking stadium.
Well, they do a lot of stadiums.
No. You can't
they
do
can sell 'em.
stadiums. Yeah, well, that's the cool thing about being one of the only bands that can play stadiums, because whatever part of the world it's warm, that's where you play in stadiums.
I know, they go to
You
Australia
can tour
for
for
the
the
winter.
year. Yep, you can go down to South America for a while if you want. You know what I mean? Wherever it's
Just
fucking
follow
warm,
the warm
man.
weather.
That's it. Follow the sun, dude. It's not a fucking bad thing. Or you can do the arenas and literally do that for 2 years.
Yeah.
Until you've been everywhere, which is just fucking nuts. I can't even imagine it. Bands like U2 and the Red Hot Chili Peppers, they're winding up their 2-year tour. It's like, holy shit.
I know.
How
Well,
much
and
fucking
now-
money do those guys make?
Most of the guys in the Foo Fighters, like, they all had all that kids late. So, Grohl right now has 3 girls that are, I think the oldest kid is like 11.
Really?
So it's a lot harder for them to, and every one of them like had kids at the same time. So
Right.
now everybody's got like 2 or 3 kids. And
Yeah.
so they don't want to leave for that amount of time.
Yeah, right.
6 months and I got to come home and see my kids.
Yeah, and let's face it, a fucking, no matter how fucking fat it is, even if it's a $1.2 million fucking tour bus, that's no place for a kid to get their education. You know what I mean?
No.
They're not going to public school either. I get it, but
And I mean, you
they
play
gotta
for
go to
2
school.
hours on stage, and then you get off, and maybe you do that meet and greet shit, and then you're in a fucking hotel room.
it's vile.
It's just, or on a bus.
Yeah, back on the bus. You know what I mean? A lot of them still do the bus.
So I don't know. I don't.
Some
think
of
I
them
like that.
fly private from town to town and then go to the high-end hotel wherever they're playing the next night.
Well, it's not a bad way to do it.
That's not a bad way to do it if you can afford it.
But you still got to fucking get on the plane. And granted, it's private, so you just walk on the plane. You got to get off the plane. You got to get in a fucking limo.
Yeah.
You got to go to the gig. You got to play. You got to go to a hotel room.
Yeah.
And fly out the next day or that night, or I don't know. I guess you have to sleep.
And hopefully at some point you end up at Milwaukee Summerfest. Because that's the place to be.
The hidden secret of the music festival.
I was starting to work on my wife about that. It's going to take some work.
It's all right. It'll still be there.
Yeah, I'm just like,
It's
listen,
not going anywhere.
we got to go. She's like, I don't know if I want to spend my vacation there. I'm like, oh, yeah, you do.
She'd fucking love it.
She would love it, wouldn't she? She
Yeah.
would fucking love it. It would be the time of her life.
People don't realize how nice Milwaukee is in the summertime.
Yeah.
It's fucking
Oh
awesome.
my God, the weather was perfect. The first week of summer in Milwaukee, right on that lake. Oh,
It's great.
so fucking nice.
We had a good time.
Everything's so
From what I remember.
fucking green. Yeah. Yeah, I had a good time until the last morning, whatever it was. I was fucking...
You were ready?
I was just wrecked. I was wrecked. I stayed up for like 3 days. I don't even remember how long that trip was, but I remember at one
I don't
point I
either.
stayed up 3 days. I think we were gone 5 nights, and I was up for 3 of them.
Well, it was fun. It's memorable.
Yeah, it was fucking great, man.
Plus, I get to walk down memory lane and go to where I used to live and shit.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Went to a couple old bars.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun. Thinking we probably had 2 or 3 proper meals.
I doubt it.
Yeah. Had a lot of fucking fried food at the fairgrounds.
garbage.
You know what I mean?
Taco Bell. Although there was that restaurant. There was like a family restaurant on the way back that I went into a couple times. Fucking completely shit-faced.
Yeah.
I mean, like my head
Oh, yeah.
forth.
Yeah, they were used to it with Summerfest.
I think so.
You know what I mean? They're
think
still
they
going
are.
to get you your fucking chicken fried steak or whatever the fuck you need.
I ordered a lot of food.
Fucking waffles or something.
Give me 2 fucking cheeseburgers, chicken fried steak,
Yeah.
a bowl of soup,
Yeah.
fucking, how about some of these chicken fingers to start or something?
Falling asleep while you're eating it and shit. Speaking of fucking gluttonous behavior and all that shit, did you get my text? I got an appointment with your guy.
Yes.
He fucking answered the phone at 9:45 on Sunday morning. I called his cell phone.
I saw that.
And I explained it, and he went, yeah, yep. How's Monday the 17th sound? I'm like, great. Should I have my wife call the office or something? He goes, nope, just bring your card. I'm like, okay. Sounds
So-
good.
Is he meeting you after work?
6 o'clock Monday night, the 17th.
Cool.
So hopefully I can.
Well, I asked him, and he said he'd work it out with you.
He fucking didn't even hesitate.
Well, you know
Sounded
what?
like a nice guy.
He likes me, and I think and I said, look, I think you're going to find that, we're not the same person, but I mean, we probably have we're the same, sort of the same age and sort of the same sort of issues,
Yeah.
life issues. I mean, he's not fucking crazy. He's
Fucked.
perplexed.
Yeah, that's all.
Perplexed and not amused at the outcome of the whole thing.
No, I don't know.
something.
I probably need to dig a little deeper into what's going on with the kid too. You know what I mean?
Well,
because I was trying to tell. I was talking to my brother David, and I lost my composure on the phone while I was talking to him, and I'm like, I'm all right. He's like, no, you're not all right.
No, you're
I'm
not.
Like, you know what? I'll be fine. But I
takes-
am hurting too over this.
Of course.
You know what I mean?
Of course you are.
There's nothing worse than seeing your kid in pain. And
Exactly,
whether
it's your son.
and if it's the stigma of pain in his head or if he got fucking hit by a bus, it's the same fucking thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's
In a
what
way,
I try
it's
to
worse. 'Cause
It's worse.
You can't fucking. I don't know. You just crazies don't get the same sympathy
They
as
don't.
people that get hit by a bus.
Yeah, and it's worse.
If you're
It's
fucking all
worse.
busted up and bleeding, you get crazy sympathy.
Yeah.
If you go, I'm feeling fucking nuts and anxious. They're like,
They
"Yeah,
go,
outside and give yourself a slap.
Yeah,
and come
right.
back in."
Right.
You know?
That's like what someone at work said to me last time. They're like, "Oh, you just got to kick him in his ass." I'm like, "You fucking don't even.
You're a
not
moron.
don't even fucking understand anything. Have you listened to me? You know what I mean?
Right.
You're not listening.
It's not
He's not a bad kid. He's never been in trouble. He's
No.
not a bad kid. He's a good kid.
Shit happens to people.
Yeah. It has nothing to do with good or bad. It has to do with in pain.
Yes.
Fucking deep, dark pain. Joey, he was in so much pain, we did 3 trips to the emergency room because he thought his testicles were twisted.
I know.
They're not. There's nothing. And I ended up having to say to him forcefully, they're not twisted.
It's mental pain over.
Yeah. It's fucking crazy. It manifested itself physically.
Causing physical pain.
Yeah, it's just... On that note, on that happy note...
We're going to call it a night.
Oh, Jesus Christ, I'm sorry. My name is Al. That's Joe.
Good night, everybody.
There's a strong possibility, Joe, that I will be in Devens, Massachusetts Thursday. If that is the case, Sundays I'm not playing music for a few weeks. You want to do one Sunday?
I think so.
Afternoon?
I think so.
Okay, like after lunch?
Yeah.
All right. Why don't we plan on that then? I will call and remind you. How's that? Just to
I would
make
do
sure
that.
that you can do that?
Yeah.
I'm going to be in Devens, Mass on Thursday night. So,
Well, you got to do what you got to do.
yep. Okay, everybody. Good night, Waterbury.